The haunting of Hollowbrook High. In the quiet town of Hollowbrook, nestled beneath looming mountains and surrounded by dense woods, stood an old and imposing building known as Hollowbrook High School. With its tall, narrow windows, Gothic architecture, and a history stretching back over a century, the school had earned a reputation for being haunted. Every student at Hollowbrook High had heard the tales, whispered in hushed tones during lunch breaks and shared around campfires. The most chilling of all was the story of Lily Hawthorne, a student who had mysteriously vanished without a trace within the school's walls decades ago. Some said she had been a brilliant and introverted artist, while others claimed she had dabbled in the occult. To this day, her fate remained a haunting enigma. One crisp autumn morning, a new student named Alex transferred to Hollowbrook High. Tall and introspective, Alex was immediately drawn to the eerie atmosphere of the school. From the moment they stepped through the creaking entrance, they felt a strange sensation, an unsettling feeling that eyes unseen were watching their every move. As days turned into weeks, Alex began noticing peculiar occurrences. Whispering voices echoing through empty hallways, faint footsteps in deserted classrooms, and chilling drafts that seemed to come from nowhere. Each night, Alex would hear faint cries that seemed to emanate from the depths of the building. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Alex found themselves alone in the school's art room, sketching the intricate designs of the classroom's windows. Suddenly, a cold breeze swept through the room, causing the candle flames to flicker. In the dim light, Alex's heart raced as they saw an ethereal figure standing by the window, a young woman with long, flowing hair and sad, hollow eyes. It was Lily Hawthorne, the girl who had vanished all those years ago. Unable to tear their gaze away, Alex watched as Lily's translucent form moved closer, her mouth forming silent words. Alex's breath caught as they realized Lily was drawing something in the air, a series of intricate symbols that glowed with an otherworldly light. Before they could react, the symbols coalesced into a portal that seemed to lead into an abyss. Torn between fear and curiosity, Alex approached the portal cautiously. The moment they crossed the threshold, the world shifted. They found themselves in a realm of darkness, surrounded by twisted trees and an eerie mist. Lily stood before them, her eyes pleading. In a voice that seemed to come from all directions, Lily spoke of a curse that bound her spirit to the school, a curse woven by her own hand in an attempt to gain power. She implored Alex to help break the curse, to find the missing pieces of the spell scattered throughout the school, and to destroy them. With a newfound determination, Alex ventured back into the school, guided by Lily's ethereal presence. As they uncovered each hidden piece of the curse, they faced increasingly terrifying manifestations of the school's haunted past, a spectral teacher who eternally wrote on a chalkboard, a ghostly marching band that played in the gymnasium, and eerie shadows that seemed to watch from every corner. As the final piece of the curse was destroyed, a blinding light engulfed the school, dispelling the darkness that had clung to its walls for decades. Lily's form began to fade, but her expression was one of gratitude and relief. With a soft smile, she whispered her thanks to Alex before vanishing completely. The next day, the sun rose over Hollowbrook High, casting a warm glow on the once dreary building. The whispers of ghosts were replaced by the laughter of students, and the chilling drafts were gone. As for Alex, they had played a pivotal role in finally putting Lily's spirit to rest and breaking the curse that had haunted the school for generations. But even now, as the years go by, some say they can still feel a presence, a lingering chill, a whisper in the wind, reminding them of the chilling tale of Hollowbrook High and the brave student who dared to confront its haunted history. The Phantom Bell Tower in a small, remote village, nestled at the edge of a dense forest, stood a centuries-old schoolhouse known as Blackwood Academy. Its towering bell tower, visible from miles around, had become an iconic symbol of the village. However, beneath its picturesque exterior lay a chilling secret that had haunted the school for generations. Legend had it that, many decades ago, a reclusive and enigmatic music teacher named Professor Thorne arrived at Blackwood Academy. With his uncanny ability to create hauntingly beautiful melodies, Professor Thorne captivated his students, teaching them the art of music in ways that transcended the ordinary. As time went on, the village noticed a gradual change in Professor Thorne's demeanor. He grew increasingly obsessed with an ancient and forbidden composition rumored to evoke otherworldly powers. One fateful evening, during a performance at the annual village fair, Professor Thorne played the forbidden piece, unleashing an unspeakable darkness upon the village. The villagers recall the horror that unfolded that night. The sky turned pitch black, and a bone-chilling wind swept through the fairgrounds. A deafening scream echoed from the bell tower as the tower itself seemed to come alive, its bell tolling in a mournful dirge that sent shivers down the spines of all who heard it. The villagers watched in terror as the bell tower crumbled, burying Professor Thorne and his cursed composition beneath its rubble. In the aftermath, Blackwood Academy was shuttered, its once vibrant halls falling into disrepair. Years passed, and the village did its best to forget the nightmare of that night. However, on the anniversary of the incident, a haunting melody began to drift through the village on the wind, a mournful tune that seemed to emanate from the ruins of the bell tower. Soon, reports emerged of spectral figures wandering the abandoned school grounds at night, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Students who dared to venture near the ruins claimed to hear the eerie strains of a piano playing from within, accompanied by the soft, anguished wails of a voice that seemed to come from beyond the grave. The legend of the Phantom Bell Tower grew, and Blackwood Academy became a place of fear and fascination. Students from neighboring towns would dare each other to spend a night in the haunted ruins, hoping to catch a glimpse of the ghostly musician or to hear the phantom piano's melancholic notes. One chilly autumn evening, a group of daring teenagers from a nearby town decided to put the legend to the test. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, they entered the decaying school grounds, determined to unravel the mystery of the Phantom Bell Tower. As they explored the darkened halls and climbed the rickety stairs to the ruins of the bell tower, the air grew colder, and an oppressive sense of dread hung heavily in the air. Suddenly, a soft melody began to play, a haunting tune that seemed to wrap around them like a shroud. The group froze, their flashlights flickering. At the top of the tower, they saw a figure seated at a dilapidated piano, its skeletal fingers dancing across the keys. The phantom musician's face was obscured by shadows, but its mournful music filled the air, a lament that seemed to span centuries. As the last notes of the melody faded, the phantom turned its head, fixing its empty gaze on the intruders. Their screams pierced the night as the ghostly figure lunged forward, its fingers elongating into skeletal claws. Terrified, the teenagers fled down the tower's stairs, the chilling wails of the phantom echoing behind them. When they stumbled out of the ruins, gasping for breath, they realized one of their group was missing, spirited away by the vengeful ghost. From that night on, the legend of the Phantom Bell Tower took on a new level of horror, serving as a chilling reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed, and that the past has a way of coming back to haunt those who dare to tread its forbidden paths. The Haunting of Room 313. This chilling tale is based on real events that took place at an elementary school in a quiet suburban neighborhood. In the early 1990s, Greenfield Elementary School was a charming two-story building with a rich history. Its cheerful facade and neatly kept classrooms seemed to be the perfect place for young minds to flourish. However, a shadow cast itself over the school when an unsettling incident occurred in Room 313. Miss Thompson, a dedicated and beloved third-grade teacher, had been assigned to teach in Room 313 for over a decade. She was known for her warm smile, her passion for teaching, and her knack for creating an engaging and supportive classroom environment. Her students adored her, and she had earned a reputation as one of the best teachers in the school. One winter, an unexpected tragedy struck. Miss Thompson fell seriously ill and had to take an extended leave of absence. The news was met with shock and sadness by the entire school community. A substitute teacher, Mrs. Roberts, was brought in to take over Room 313 in Miss Thompson's absence. Almost immediately, strange occurrences began to unfold in Room 313. Mrs. Roberts reported feeling an eerie presence, as if someone was watching her every move. The room, once filled with cheerful artwork and laughter, now seemed to carry a heavy, oppressive atmosphere. Students began to experience unsettling phenomena as well. They claimed to hear faint whispers echoing through the classroom when it was empty, and some reported seeing fleeting shadows out of the corner of their eyes. Toys and books would mysteriously move on their own, and the classroom temperature would inexplicably drop, even on the warmest days. One particularly chilling incident involved a student named Emily. During recess, Emily's classmates noticed her talking animatedly to an empty desk in the classroom. When asked what she was doing, Emily explained that she was having a conversation with Miss Thompson, the teacher who was still on leave. She described details about Miss Thompson's appearance and personality that she couldn't have known. As these events continued to escalate, teachers and staff members became increasingly concerned. Some speculated that the spirit of Miss Thompson, deeply connected to her classroom and her students, was trying to communicate from beyond the grave. Others were skeptical, attributing the occurrences to overactive imaginations and heightened emotions after Miss Thompson's illness. Despite efforts to downplay the situation, the unsettling incidents persisted. Parents were growing anxious, and students were becoming frightened to enter room 313. Eventually, a team of paranormal investigators was brought in to assess the situation. After conducting thorough investigations, the team claimed to have recorded unexplained audio phenomena and captured anomalous images within the classroom. They suggested that the energy of Miss Thompson's deep connection to her students might have lingered, causing these disturbances. Over time, the activity in room 313 gradually subsided. Mrs. Roberts returned to substitute teaching elsewhere in the school, and a new permanent teacher took over the classroom. While the incidents in room 313 became less frequent, the story of the haunting spread throughout the school, leaving a lingering sense of unease among students and staff. To this day, former students of Greenfield Elementary School remember the mysterious occurrences in room 313. Some attribute the events to the grief and longing of a beloved teacher, while others remain convinced that something truly supernatural took place in that classroom, forever linking the school to a ghostly presence from its past. The mysterious disappearance of Sarah Langley. In the late 1970s, in a quiet suburban town, there was a small, unassuming elementary school known as Fairview Elementary. It was a place of laughter, learning, and camaraderie, until an eerie incident unfolded that left the community in shock and forever changed the atmosphere of the school. Sarah Langley, a bright and friendly fourth-grade student, was well liked by her classmates and teachers alike. She had a warm smile that could brighten even the gloomiest day and a love for adventure that made her the center of attention during recess. But in the fall of 1978, Sarah went missing without a trace, sending the school into a state of panic and disbelief. The morning of Sarah's disappearance began like any other. She attended her classes, chatted with friends during lunch, and eagerly discussed her plans for the upcoming Halloween festivities. However, when the final bell rang, signaling the end of the school day, Sarah was nowhere to be found. Panic spread quickly among the students and staff. Teachers and parents scoured the school grounds, searching every nook and cranny, but there was no sign of Sarah. The police were called in, and a full-scale search operation was launched, involving community members and volunteers. The town rallied together, combing through woods, fields, and nearby neighborhoods, but the young girl seemed to have vanished into thin air. As days turned into weeks, the atmosphere at Fairview Elementary grew increasingly somber. Sarah's desk remained empty, a stark reminder of the cheerful girl who had inexplicably vanished. Her friends were haunted by the memory of the last time they saw her, and rumors and speculation began to swirl. In the months that followed, eerie reports started to emerge from the school. Students claimed to have heard faint whispers echoing through the hallways, particularly around the area where Sarah's locker and classroom were located. Some claimed to have glimpsed a shadowy figure, resembling Sarah, standing by the windows during recess. Teachers reported unexplained temperature drops and flickering lights in the hallway. The most unsettling occurrence took place during a school assembly. As the principal was giving a speech, the entire auditorium was plunged into darkness. Panic spread through the crowd as the lights flickered and a soft, eerie voice filled the air, whispering Sarah's name over and over again. Some students and teachers later claimed to have seen a faint outline of a young girl in a white dress on the stage before the lights returned. Despite numerous investigations and leads, no trace of Sarah Langley was ever found. The case remained open, and the mystery continued to haunt the town for years. Fairview Elementary became known for its eerie reputation, and students and staff would occasionally recount their own unsettling experiences within its walls. To this day, the disappearance of Sarah Langley remains unsolved, a chilling and heartbreaking chapter in the history of Fairview Elementary. The school's hallways are said to carry a lingering sense of sadness and unease, a constant reminder of the bright young girl who vanished without a trace and the unsettling events that followed in the wake of her mysterious disappearance. Thank you again for joining us for another video. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe and comment down below and let us know what you would like to hear in the near future. See you all again soon.